Hi there. Welcome to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And we love to improve your home and improve your life. And, you know, it's still early enough in the year for you to go, you know what, I'm still hopeful for those New Year's resolutions of being more organized.
That's true, you know, and it never ends, and it should never.
Right.
You should never stop thinking about it.
That's true. It's
you
not
gotta
just...
you gotta weed it like you weed a garden. You know, you gotta get rid of all the clutter that's not working for you, and retain the stuff that is really working.
How are your shoes doing, by the way?
You mean the amount of shoes I have?
Didn't you say that it was a shoe like that? They were kind of in a bundle.
See, the problem is I get rid of them, and then more seem to come in. I'm like Imelda Marcos.
Are you a shoe guy?
I'm a shoe guy. I love shoes. If I would be one of those like rapper dudes that had like 400 pair of gym shoes if I had the money to get them.
But then you'd need to have a shoe closet.
I'd have to have a shoe house.
A shoe house.
Yeah.
Well, so we have some other tips and tricks, not only for your shoes, but every room in the house, little things you can quickly do to feel like, you know what, I'm a little more organized. You know, I can find things. So, for instance, in the pantry, and I know that you are not a fan, Eric, of the Lazy Susan. And
only as it applies to my own specific design in my own kitchen. I love the Lazy Susan on a table.
Okay, of course.
I love it if it's a functional unit in a corner.
Okay.
But my particular one stinks.
Because where is it set up? It's under...
It's just
lower...
You know what I did? I didn't spend enough money on the right one. I got the middle level one that doesn't support enough weight, so it lists. And so I probably don't like. But
I'm with you. I mean, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say I grew up with a Lazy Susan on the table.
Of course.
And just loved the fact that I could get the French dressing by one half turn of the Lazy Susan.
Done.
It was right in front of me.
So you're right that the engineering of the Lazy Susan is brilliant. It's just where it's stashed so that it works with your body type. Because if you have to get down on your knees and you're tall and you can't reach back and things are falling over.
That's mine. I got to get in a cross-legged position and sit in the corner like I've been bad in school.
Yeah, the dunce cap.
The dunce cap.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, did I ever tell you that I actually, because I would talk a lot, they would put my desk in the corner?
Did I ever tell you they put a refrigerator box around my desk?
Oh, no.
Mr. Williams, my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math teacher, because I was a discipline problem.
A refrigerator box?
A refrigerator box without a top and bottom. He had it folded behind.
So you're
a
like
file.
Secluded.
He literally sequestered me with a box around my desk.
And you're like, hello,
no, I'd
I'm
poke
in
holes
here.
in it and go and like poke my eye through.
You showed him.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so the Lazy Susan, I know, both of us were talkers. Who knew?
Well, that's what we're doing. Interesting.
So you get the Lazy Susan, and if you happen to have a pantry, the kind of like walk-in pantry in your kitchen, or actually, if you have a closet anywhere that has that corner space, the Lazy Susan is going to be a genius solution because now in that corner socket where you have your shelves meet like in an L formation.
Yep.
So now just picture like if it is the kitchen pantry, all the soups are now in that corner, but you're hitting one swoop of the Lazy Susan, boom, and they spiral around.
So the corner becomes the place to put multiple Lazy Susans on each shelf of the corner unit. So you can go to any of these kitchen supply stores that sell cabinet parts, and you can find a quality Lazy Susan, install it on multiple levels of different shelves. So if you've got, say, 5 shelves in a closet, you put 5 on continuous shelving from the bottom all the way to the top. Mm-hmm. Then what you do is you maximize the corner because corners tend to be dead as far as storage goes.
Right.
You can only reach so far back before your arm doesn't go that far. It's tough to see over. If you're in between shelf 2 and 3, for example, you can't get your head in there to see what you have, right? Mm-hmm. So the Lazy Susan in that scenario works great. By the way, I've never said Lazy Susan more than I just said.
LS.
Yeah.
But sorry we're saying it so often. What else would we call it? But I mean, that thing that we're talking about that goes round and round.
Thing,
that could also be used, I think, brilliantly anywhere, like in your garage, let's say. Let's say that there was a corner. Just think corner and think needing to find things and you want to be lazy about it and you want to go round and round. Your bathroom, your garage, the pantry.
Could be anywhere. And again, if you buy the right product, it's all good.
So what do you mean by the right?
You want to make sure that it's
thicker.
For example, if you're going to be putting a bunch of canned goods on these things,
it's going to be like wobbly.
If it's off balance and there's a heavier item in one area versus another, it'll actually list and then it won't function and
move.
spin appropriately. So you want a beefier unit that has a thicker pole in the center that really holds it in place and it doesn't teeter
Maybe
back and
metal,
forth.
like the center is metal, if possible.
Yes, and avoid the plastic if you can. And they do sell, great ones, and they sell really bad ones. So get
go
the
to
better
the high
version.
end, go to a Sur La Table or maybe a Williams Sonoma.
Yeah,
let's say.
or like I said, kitchen cabinet parts. They have these all over the place, and they'll have different grades of builder series versus a better quality. So get the better one.
Okay, all right.
Good to go.
Also in the kitchen, if you have a lot of teacups.
I have a ton of teacups.
Do you?
Yes.
Have you ever done the hanging them up with a hook thing? I
haven't. I should do that because now I'm stacking them and they end up falling over and chipping the lips of other ones, and they're stacked on top of each other. It's a mess.
So you could get some of those little hooks, right? Very inexpensively, and you just drill holes and put it.
Yeah, you
underneath
make
the
little
cabinet.
starter holes small. You drill a hole smaller than the hook itself, and then you twist it into the top of the cabinet or bottom of the shelf, wherever it is in that configuration, and then you can go ahead and hang them on those little eye hooks. Great.
Very good idea.
It's a really good idea.
What about how do you deal with chips? And when I mean chips, I don't mean poker chips. I mean like potato chips or tortilla chips.
I have these large plastic sealable containers that I put chips and cereal in.
Good.
And those seem to work pretty well.
I have actually I have similar things like that too, with like an airlock
Yep, that's it.
a lid. But let's say you still had a small bag of chips and you didn't, it wasn't enough to put in that other container. You can get a hanging chip clip.
Oh.
That you would now,
I've used the chip clip, but not the hanging
It's a
one.
hanging chip clip that you can find online. Rubbermaid makes it, and it's very inexpensive.
See, that's a good idea.
And it can hang over, let's say, if you have that, like the metal shelving, or there's like a little nook, like inside your pantry, let's say.
Yeah.
And that just kind of clamps, like right over there. And it's hanging.
That's good.
Accessible.
That's real good, actually.
Kind of neat. Yeah,
I like
anyway,
that one.
we have more ideas, things that you can do that are DIY, maybe things you didn't think of. But now you should to stay more organized. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards. Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And we love to improve your home and improve your life, and you never can be too organized,
No,
can you?
gosh. Heck
It really
no.
is. It's a lifelong commitment.
If you do it right, it works.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yes.
When you finally feel like you've got the system that's working,
Yeah.
it feels like, I don't know, whenever I've misplaced things, I just feel like I'm stressed out because I go, darn it, what did I do with that thing?
Daddy's done some screaming when he can't find his keys.
Isn't it maddening?
It's maddening.
It's not only maddening because you needed the keys now, but then you get mad at yourself.
That you can't find
You
them.
can't find it, and then you rack your brain. What did I do? What did
Yeah.
I do? And you go round and round, and you
Yeah.
keep touching this thing. Is it here? No, it's not. And you go back and you check it. It's here? No. And it's like, what the heck? It's
I hear you.
it's a frenzy
It's
in your
crazy.
brain. So we're trying to help you stay calm, find things, and keep your home a little more organized.
Yeah, it's good. It's a very good subject matter.
Yeah.
Never lost my keys once I started using the old red, white, and blue ribbon that I tied around them. Big loop that I can actually hang around my neck. Or if it's sitting somewhere, I can always see the end. It's like a long tail of a ribbon, right? That seems to work well for me.
And red, white, and blue because
Because I'm patriotic. Because doggone, I love America.
you're proud to be an American.
Proud big American.
Well, good for you. That's great. All right. Well, so we're talking about some other little things that you can do. For instance, I always love baskets. And this is a method that you can do anywhere. The idea is you're going to get 3 baskets that might be 3 different sizes. And then you get some rope, or you could use a chain or whatever kind of a hanging method you want to do. It could be colored, it can be, simple, whatever. And the idea is you would have these 3 baskets hanging in a corner with a little hook, and now it could be fill in the blank. It's not going to be heavy items. It might be something very lightweight. It could be, something like, I don't know, your supplies for your phone chargers, or it could be, keys, or it could be artsy craftsy things like yarn or whatever kind of supplies.
That's good. I like it. So it's like a 3-tier hanging, almost like one of those old fruit baskets that they used to sell. Remember the wire
Sure.
mesh, 3 different sizes?
In fact, it could be the mesh.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be,
Sure.
A wicker or a bamboo material. The idea, 3 different sizes,
Love it.
hang it in the corner, and now it's something that's out of the way, and you're using that vertical space.
I love that.
Done.
Yeah. How about belts? Belts always kill me.
Yeah.
You know, it's eye hooks. It's the little half eye hooks. You screw in a piece of wood that either can go on an extending shelf unit or can just hang in the closet with several different hooks, and then you can hang your belts right on that individually. I have had such trouble with that. Sometimes I'll roll them up. I'll try and put them in a drawer, and then it occupies too much space. I need it for my socks. It goes crazy. But that, I think, works well, hanging the belts up. I'm a hang kind of a person, too. I think that... it's easier to find the thing. Like you say, drawers are tricky, especially shallow drawers, to keep them organized. Even though you can get those little inserts for the drawers, I'm with you. I'd rather hang, the belt or whatever the item. I agree.
Speaking of hanging, what about hanging your wrapping paper? It could be not only holiday related, but or meaning Christmas holiday, but any kind of holiday, birthdays, graduation, whatever, and you just use one of those. Those special like clear garment bags that you might have.
Yeah, because then you can see what you have.
Yeah.
And it's organized.
And you can get you might even have it for free. Some of the different fancy department stores, sell your suit and they give you the zip, hanging bag. Or you can buy it, but I especially love that when it's all clear. And then you could hang it in some kind of a gift closet if you have that, or the room it isn't being used for clothing, right?
Yep, good idea. You know what else? I went to the store yesterday to Costco and bought the paper towels, right?
Oh, you did?
And now there's like, all of a sudden now I have 50 rolls of paper towels sitting in my laundry room, it takes up so much room when they're in the packaging.
Yeah.
So check this out. You know those shoe holders that are compartmentalized little square areas that you can hang in a closet and put a pair of shoes, successively from top to bottom all the way down?
Right.
You put the paper towels in where the shoe cubby would normally be, and you're holding your paper towels vertically now.
Wow.
Hanging in a closet.
Wow.
Right? And you can get like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get 10 of them. 10 paper towel rolls hanging in this closet.
So those are those very narrow. They're it's like a fabric. Sometimes.
It could be fabric or plastic, and and then you just, instead of shoes in there, you're putting your paper towels.
Oh, I love that idea.
That's a great idea,
especially
isn't it?
If you happen to have a part of the pantry or a closet where you keep all of your cleaning supplies.
That's the spot.
Perfect.
Brooms, cleaning supplies, and then paper towel rolls.
I mean, it's all about vertical. The more
it's all about vertical. It's all about big box stores now have suddenly made it so we have to get super efficient because we're buying in bulk, which is less expensive. But then where do you put the stuff?
Well, yeah, we happen to have this room we call our back room, and that is
the way back room.
That is the way back from our Costco experience. Sure. And that's where we have our 5, drums of coffee and our olive oil and our cans and cans of diced tomatoes.
Yeah.
And,
you become like a mini retail store.
We kind of are.
Yeah.
We could charge admission or something.
I'll pay.
But yeah, I think that's a good idea to be thinking of using some of these things that you might be using in other ways, like that as a shoe organizer, but now it is a paper towel organizer. And you could probably put a lot of things in that, besides maybe even toilet paper too, right?
Yeah,
get another one.
You could have one in your bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of shoes, it's tricky to me to figure out the best way to organize your shoes. I mean, I've gone round and round. I've done the thing where you get the clear shoe boxes, the plastic boxes, and then you stack them up in that space that's that unused real estate, right? And you label it.
That's right. That seems to work.
It kind of does, but it's still a pain because now to get up there, you have your little mini ladder in the closet, and you go up and you get the box, da-da-da. Yeah. It's okay.
It is kind of a wasted area.
It's still not like I'm not loving it. It's okay. I mean, I love the clear box for sure, and I love the label. It looks like you're in a department store. But how do you feel about some of the pegs, the peg idea?
Well, the peg idea is great because now you can hang everything up off the floor, and as soon as you do that, you've won. Because when you have shoes on the floor, you invariably start stacking them. And then in order to find a pair of shoes, you're going to have to dig through and start pulling everything off. That pile tumbles over, and now the bottom of your closet looks like you're a sophomore in college.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I like the pegs. And the pegs can be hung, about 16 inches from the floor. You could do a row of 1x2 plywood, drill some holes in it and buy some little dowels and put the dowels in there in pairs, right? So across like a 5-foot span, you could probably get 10 or 12 pair of shoes with, you just plug the heels of the inside of the shoes, hang them off the pegs, and you got it. It's perfect. So I think you could do a couple of rows of that in the closet and be really effective.
And plus it seems, like you say, it keeps it off the floor, which is great. And it seems also a little cleaner too.
I agree. And then you have to memorize the soles of your shoes to identify what you're about to wear, which I think comes pretty quickly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of closet things, how about using a tension rod to keep those lids that you have in the kitchen, the pots and pans, with their corresponding pot in the same way? So imagine, those closet tension rods, but you insert it into a drawer, let's say, and now it's becoming like a divider. So in this kitchen drawer, you might have a pot or a pan or a casserole dish, but then you just have the tension rod in the back, and then now the lid is standing upright with just that little handle part.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
On the tension rod.
Yeah, so the lid, if you look down into your drawer, the lids are facing outward, and then there's a tension rod that holds them vertical. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because the lids kill me in my drawers. They really do, because then, you have to reorient and restack it. Last night I went through this cleaning the kitchen up and then drying everything off, and then you've got to literally take everything out and put it all back in again for a 50th time, right? But I like that dedicated area for the lids of the pots.
It seems like you're maximizing your real estate a little bit more too, right?
Yep.
Now, what about other things you could do to organize your drawer, whether it is the famous junk drawer, hopefully it's not too much of a junk drawer, or your bathroom drawer, or you name it. You can go to, the Home Depot or whatever, and you get these little wood pieces, right, that sell for maybe 55 cents. And now you have your own do-it-yourself. I mean, a lot of home improvement stores will cut the wood for you, and you can get your own drawer measurements and now have these little pieces instead of going to the container stores and buying these fancy pre-made inserts. You can custom make where you want to have, let's say, your scissors and flashlight, or you want to have a wider, a longer, narrow, or whatever, right?
Yeah, drawer dividers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, because not all drawers are the same size. So if you just buy your little pieces of, it's like wood lath. They sell it that way. It's so inexpensive. And then you can cut it with a little miter box if you have one, and then use wood glue and glue them in the configuration you want.
I mean, it's like Legos, basically.
Simple.
And and I love the customization of it, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Anyway, you're listening to Home Wizards, Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, where we love to improve your home and improve your life. We're going to turn to the garden next with some fun ideas to get you ready for spring.
And baby,